Hey everyone, this is Lori Mueller coming to you on Sunday, June 20th. So first of all, I want to wish all the fathers out there a very happy Father's Day. So if your favorite pastime is to go fishing, golfing, watching sports on TV, outdoors, something, I hope you have an enjoyable day. So welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. So glad to have you here. Hi, Carol. So I have had a bundle in my possession for quite a while, and it is the Shark Frenzy bundle. And it had, the thing that caught my attention is the fact that it has two words in there, baby shark. So when I saw that, I had to have it, and I'm still going to keep it. It is on the retirement list and is set to retire at the end of June. So if you haven't gotten this bundle, I hope after this card that I am sharing with you, it will inspire you to also want it. This might intrigue anyone in the education, particularly in the preschool or even daycare. The young littles, the little ones. Because of Baby Shark, there is a famous or infamous song out there called Baby Shark. And oh my gosh, I worked with some preschoolers about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and that's all we sang. And I tell you what, they could belt it out like no other. They weren't all on tune, but they knew the words to this song. So I caught on to this, and it'll be something that I will continue using in the education system when I am working with preschoolers. But it's also a great card that you can use for all occasions. It can be for Mother's Day, Father's Day, a baby card, a welcome baby card. And so that is where my inspiration is coming from today, is relation to my niece and my, I guess my nephew-in-law. They were expecting a baby, but not until much later this year. She delivered at 23 weeks. His name is James. Baby James is what we refer him to. And he weighed 1 pound, 3 ounces. And it is now, I got an update yesterday, it was 16. So today is 17 days, and he is still doing good. We have lots of prayers and thoughts going out their way. But this is where my card is stemming from, is because little sharks, you know, they can be a little fighter, right? A little gumption in them, and want to continue being persistent. And that's what we're thinking and praying for baby James as well. So hello, Chris. Hi, Jan. Oh, it's so good to have you here. So on that note, I am ready to stamp, but I do want to emphasize that this bundle that I'm using today is on the last chance list. It's out of the January through June 2021 mini catalog. And the dies themselves are 25% off. So if you were to buy the bundle as a bundle, the way it's designed in the catalog, you would save 10%. But if you bought the stamp set, put that item number in your order, and then put the item number for the dies separately, you'd actually save more money purchasing them separately on the same order than using the bundle item number. Like I said, the dies are 25% off, so that's a great savings right there in and of itself. So I am so sad to see a number of things leaving on the last chance list. I'm also using some of the snail baker's twine, the combination. It's a blushing bride and a white, so I'm going to use some of that on our card today. But then I'm also using this fabulous designer series paper pack that you can get when you host a workshop, or you can put in the big order yourself. It just takes it as a hostess, it's $18. But if you put in $180, or if you get your friends together and come up with $180 and you can be the hostess, you can choose this designer series paper pack. And it's loaded. I mean, there's over 40, I think 48 sheets of 12 by 12, and the papers are so vibrant and cheerful and a little bold, but then on the back side, they're all black and white. So I'm using that on our creation today as well. So I think it's time to stamp. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Mary. So good to see everyone. So I think we're gonna go stamping. All right, come with me. All right, so let me make certain that I can remove all the glares here. We'll enlarge it just a smidgen. So we have one last plug for the last chance list. You're going to find this bundle on page 46 of our mini catalog, and there's an item number for just the stamp set. There's an item number for just the dies, but then there's an item number for the bundle itself. Now, like I said, you save 10% here, but if you put this item number in and this item number in, then you'll actually be saving 25% instead of 10% because these dies are on sale. So, and there's so many cute samples in here that you can use as inspiration or even copy. You can do that as well. And then, so the stamp set is a photopolymer and has a variety of sentiments that relate to grandparents, parents, mom, dad, and then this baby shark is what really caught my eye. And then you can dress up your sharks with, hats, bow ties, a purse, eyeglasses, and there are a number of dies that also coordinate with it. So you've got your hat die, you've got the mustache, you have the bow tie. There's all of these little ones have a coordinating die that goes along with it. Even this teeny tiny bow tie and tie you could die cut out. So, and then you've got a little bit of sea life and some bubbles if your baby was making bubbles, some goldfish, that type of thing. So, and then you can make some waves with some of our designer series papers. And then here's a little slant if you were putting in some sand or, a little bit of a hill or whatever. So there's a variety of dies that you can use as standalone. You don't need a stamp set for these circles or these sea life, some of these bow ties. This nice little scallop is wonderful to have after the life of the catalog. So that is what we're playing with today. All right, let me get and I wanted to point out this party pack it's called Pattern Party. And you're going to find it with the hostess details on the back of your catalog, page 170 and 171. But these are all the patterns in there. And then it tells you what colors that they coordinate with. So many fun patterns. And then you'll see the reverse side are all black and white patterns of some sort. So you've got to have some fun. But just like here, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Love, love, love. And I have started digging into mine. So there's all sorts of patterns that are just beautiful. Granny Apple Green. There's Flirty Flamingo, Misty Moonlight, Crushed Curry, Pool Party. Let's see, am I missing? Probably Bermuda Bay. I see Bermuda Bay, but I don't think they listed it on the pack. But beautiful, beautiful. So all you have to do is get your friends together and host a party and have it reach at least 180 to get that pack for free. You can choose that if you like. And there are, 48 sheets, 12 by 12. So we are going to get started. Here is our card today. Isn't this so adorable? Oh my goodness. So I'm using the thick basic white card base, and I'm using a Just Jade layer. And then I have two of the patterns. I just thought this screamed like baby colors. So, if you don't know the gender of a future parent, future mom that's having a baby, that is perfect for a baby card. And then I used one of the reverses sides for a little bit toned down background. Instead of using an embossing folder, I just went with the black and white polka dots. And then I'm going to share with you, as you can see, this image is shaped like this. And it does have a two-step mode where you can color in the shading of your shark, and then the same with the baby shark as well. So I'm going to share with you how I got my little guy to be in reverse. So that's super fun. And then I've got my baby shark. I inked him up in Misty Moonlight. I did use Daffodil Delight, and then I used my dark Mango Melody to make some polka dots on the female. And then I just colored in with Smoky Slate, the light color. I went all light, but then I did some second pass with my marker to give it a little bit darker hue along there. And then this is Calypso Coral that I thought I would throw in there because I kind of see a little bit of that in the designer series paper, and inked up my sentiment and went with the color of the matting of the card. So isn't it cute? I just love, love, love. All right, so to start, we are going to need a piece of thick white, basic white cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'll go ahead and fold that and burnish with my bone folder. Oh good, that's just a little speck that carried over. All right, so we've got that. And then we're gonna have a piece of Just Jade that measures 3 3/4 by 5. And we're gonna use that right there. And then I have my two pieces of designer series paper, and this is what the back side, so it's a more solid, it's basically the reverse of this one, right? And it measures 3 5/8 by 3/4 of an inch. And then I have this one, and that's the back side. It measures 4 1/4 by 3 5/8. And so we're going to put that together there. We're going to need some basic white for our large sharks, and then I have basic white for our baby shark, and you'll need Calypso Coral for the seaweed, but I already went ahead and die cut that to try and cut down on time. So you'll have that. And then I have a strip for the sentiment of basic white that measures 4 3/8 by 5/8 of an inch. And for my baby shark, I am going to pop him up on a circle from the Layering Circles dies, and I'm using from this quadrant right there. So this particular circle measures 1 5/8. So, all right. So those are my pieces, and I think we're going to go ahead and assemble part of my card here. We can go ahead and attach these pieces to the base, and you can use your favorite adhesive, whether it's Stampin' Seal or liquid glue, tear and tape, however. And I'm going to lay this piece down first because my other one is going to overlap just a little bit. And I'm going to give it a nice 1/16 inch border go. And I'm going to add this one. So I hope everyone's having a great weekend. It's been a little bit cooler around here. We had some major storms come through last night, but you know, just a bunch of leaves got knocked off the tree. No tornadoes in our area or anything. You know, little branches, twigs that were probably needing to come down off the tree anyway. But we need the moisture, but I don't think we got near enough. So, all right, next I'm going to wrap my twine. And I said I'm using the snail mail twine combo pack. This is 50% off right now at the last chance product list. So if you like baker's twine, just to add a little something, like I said, this pack is 50% off. So it's a steal of a deal for sure. All right, now I'm gonna just fold this over and I'm wrapping it around. It'll look like it's twice, but I'm gonna kind of snip it off right there. And then I'm gonna come in with some tear-in tape, like that, and hold it into place. And then I'll come around and do the same thing on this end. Snip off a piece. Now you can tear this, but with one hand, I don't know that I could do it. I'd have it all running rampant and I'd have to redo my roll, but otherwise it snips off pretty easy as well. Now this prepares us for, because I like to, I don't like seams to be showing, so that's why adding just a little bit of baker's twine helps add a little something to your design, but it also helps hide any seams that you have with your designer series paper or cardstock, something like that. And then I can double dip on my tear-in tape and peel this away. And that way my baker's twine is going to be stuck down as well. Otherwise, it might cause a little bit of a gap if you don't have adhesive there. All right, so I think... Oh, Jewel, you've had flood warnings. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hope, well, if anything, wish that some of this rain comes our way because we really need the moisture. It is so dry. But yeah, I'm hoping that you don't have the flooding. We had that a couple years ago and it was horrendous. Oh, bad. All right, so I'm done with this part. Now I want to share with you how I'm going to get the reverse of this little shark right there. And I will do that with the help of my Stamparatus. Okay. And because this is photopolymer, I'm going to go ahead and put, I'm going to need that color. All right, so I'm going to put this underneath here to give me an even playing field. But with photopolymer, you need this mat right here. It has our logo, but you do need that mat to help you with the distance because our rubber has this thickness. With the rubber stamps, it already has a built-in foam. The photopolymers don't. Then next, you're going to need your silicone craft mat. And it is very much recommended that you have a clean one because I use this one for all of my embossing, pasting. If I'm doing any gluing or whatever, then it could leave a little residue and bumps, and so then you don't get as clear of an image. So I just washed this. I used like a little greenie on it and got it all nice and clean. It is a little stained from when I mix my embossing paste, but it does not do anything with the any future projects. It's just coloring. So, all right, so this is your setup. And I've gone ahead and just positioned my my shark here because I'm basing it off of positioning my shark. I'm using a much bigger piece, but I can get by with it. So I was using this as my guide because I don't have any measurements or anything, so I'm using the edge of my silicone mat as my guide when I'm ready to do this. All right, so to get the first image in reverse, we're going to ink up the image using Memento, and you want to make certain that it's nice and juicy, not dry or, you know, on its last leg of ink. So you do want to make certain that it's well inked so that your image will take on a good amount of ink when you go to stamp it on your silicone mat. And I'm gonna just kind of rub it a little bit on all the, and then I'm gonna pick up like that. And can you see my image right there? Yay! So what I'm gonna do next is place my piece of paper over top of that stamped image that I just did, and I want to make certain I don't move it, but I'm going to re-ink my image here, and I'm kind of doing a dual thing, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp again on the cardstock. Give it a second to kind of soak up all the ink, and it'll fall away. See, we've got that one from here, but then we have this one from the silicone mat. Isn't that cool how that works? Love, love, love. So I'm gonna need 2 of these. And I don't have to do it in reverse because I've already got this one. So I could actually, you know, remove this from my plate and stamp with it as usual. But I'm going to go ahead and, here I can just snip this one off. I'll snip this one because I need one for Dad and then one for Mom. And I'm going to go ahead and re-ink. Now it's probably wise that I clean this off just to make certain I don't get any secondhand inking from the first one. And I'm just going to bring in my chamois to wipe that off. Super easy. And then if you had a paper towel, which I do believe I have one, you can kind of get that dampness off of there. All right. And just make certain it's still all positioned in my corner. And now that I've done that, I'm going to re-ink my shark one more time. And stamp the shark here. Pick up, and then I'm going to position my paper, and again I'm just lining it up over here. Set that down, re-ink my shark, and then I'm going to just stamp right over top of it again, because the impressions of your image are what is transferring or helping apply pressure on the reverse side because it's a mirror image, right? And then we'll pick up like that. All right, so here is from the image, and then if you flip it over, you've got like that. Super fun! And this is so easy for mass producing as well. And the next fun thing is to die cut, right? So we're gonna need to die cut these two little parents out. And the fun thing, oh, so excited, is that when I die cut this one, it's gonna be the reverse of this one. So I would die cut both on this side, and then you just flip one over because you've got the second one all inked up. All right, so let me bring in, let me get my little baby inked up as well. Let's do this all at once. So I'm going to, and you can do this with the little image. You can do this with any big florals. So if you're doing any technique of, like cupcake flags, and you want the image to be shown on both sides, you can glue them together, attach it to a toothpick, and that way your image is identical on both sides. All right, so I'm gonna bring in my die there. All right. Super exciting. I love this technique because if there's, you just wish that you had something in reverse than what the original image was designed for, you just pull out that silicone mat and your Stamparatus, and you are all set. So if you don't have a Stamparatus, I really recommend. It's one of my staple tools, as well as my cut and emboss machine. It's just something that just makes stamping and crafting so fun and easy and quick. You can't get by with, you could snip these out, but you wouldn't have the ink on the other side. And this just makes it all worthwhile. All right, so, and also too, if you wanted all of these major tools, you could purchase the starter kit and put a Stamparatus in your starter kit. You could, put some of these sale, you could fill it with all sale items. Actually, it's $99 for the starter kit, but it's well worth it. If you love Stampin' Up! Products, then all of your future purchases, you're getting a 20% discount. And that's what got me, because I was buying a lot before I purchased my starter kit. And, I worked my way up, to get 25% off, and it's been worth it. I'll be a demonstrator. And that's just a title. It's, you could be like Mary Kay, they have directors and things like that. But, you can just do it for the love of crafting. You don't have to do it for a business or, holding classes. You can have your girlfriends over and stamp together, and, to them it might be a class, but to you it's just the fun of being with your friends and enjoying something that you all love to do. All right, so here is our original image, right? But voila! Isn't that cool? See, so all of the borders, mimic what your original image was. And then we could have done the same thing with the little baby one, but we're going to go ahead and leave him one-sided. But what I was saying with cupcake toppers, or, if you're doing a little banner, because if you were to color, because the one side we can color in with this set right here. But the other one, it would take a little bit of doing to line this up for this image, you know, to do the Stamparatus, the silicone mat, etc. But if you use Stampin' Blends, then it's going to bleed through. And when that happens, and you could color this one, you would just put these two together and put a little toothpick between there, and then you've got your image that is identical on both sides and colored the same. So we are going to go ahead and color our mama shark, and I'm going to need a piece of scrap paper because I did not want the full tone of the Daffodil Delight. I wanted it to be toned down just a smidgen. So I'm going to ink it up with full power. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to huff on my image and ink it up this way. There we go. And, you know, if you like, you can massage, you know, your image like that to transfer all that ink if you want to make certain that you don't have any air bubbles. And then you just peel it off like that. So she's all done. All right, so I'm going to close this up. And then we're going to do the same thing with our little fella. And in my case, this is baby James. So I'm going to bring in the second stamping image for the baby shark. Full ink. I'm going to stamp off. Give it a little huff. And line it up like that. And peel it away. And there you have it, all inked. And I like the lighter tone because that way you get to see a little bit of, you know, the little markings that they've made to characterize the image. So, but our dad has to be colored with, I'm going to use Stampin' Blends, and I'm using the light smoky slate. I did start with Misty Moonlight on my original, when I was originally making this. But I wasn't quite liking, you know, having too much blue. So I voted against the Misty Moonlight. I hope I made a good choice. But I'm going to go ahead and bring in my smoky slate. And I am just so how many have tried this technique before, the reverse stamping? And I'd love to know who hasn't ever tried this. Because I know this is something that I haven't done in a very, very long time. But I just, with this card, I really wanted Mom and Dad to be facing each other for my layout, and then have the baby in between the two. And, you know, usually they look up to Mama, you know, and so that's why I have just the one side. I did not choose to go the reverse with the baby shark. So I just thought that might be a little too much going on, but it's doable. You know, maybe you have twins and you can have one facing one parent and the other one facing the other parent and go from there. And I'm not being, you know, real. Let's see, I'm going to add some more color. There we go. So he's kind of the true color of a shark. You know, most sharks, there's different tones of gray or silver that they come in, but so we have that. And then for the mom, because I wanted her to look just a smidgen different, I'm bringing in my dark Mango Melody, and I'm using the bullet point, and I'm just going to add polka dots. So I'm going to go along here and add polka dots. Now you could, if you wanted, use designer series paper to stamp your image on and then cut it out. They call it paper piecing, and affix over top of the same area. But I didn't have any paper. I couldn't find a pattern that I liked to be able to do that. There is one in the Sea and Sand designer series paper pack that had some yellow tones and some starfish, but I thought, well, Mama's not the only star of this card. You know, it takes Daddy to help bring this all to life as well. And so I just thought this would, now I'm just randomly adding polka dots. Now, I just had a vision of chicken pox. Oh my gosh, my older daughter, when she was 18 months old, got the chicken pox, and literally her face, her scalp, the inside of her mouth, her pox were so rampant on her body. Oh, they just looked horrible. And so as I'm doing this, I'm remembering that time of her life. Oh, it was crazy. And then our younger daughter got a very, very light case, maybe like 2 chicken pox on her wrist. And that's it. So there we go. So we have Mom, Dad, and our baby. All right, so now we are ready to put everything together on our card base. So we're gonna add some dimensionals. See, now look at, you know, I flip them this way, they're all colored. I flip them this way, and they're not colored. But the reason with the Stampin' Blends, you would not want to try and color the opposite side because it does bleed through. Now, it might not be too bad, but I just don't want to risk having whatever I do to this side bleed through on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and add some dimensionals here. And oh, I'm loving this card. It's so cute. And I'm anxious to get it sent out to my niece and her husband, just because they've been enduring quite a bit lately. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut one of these in half and put it in the center. I like to make certain that everything is well supported. There we go. I could have used a mini, I suppose. In fact, I might use a mini right there, just because I think it needs a little something something. And we'll put one right here too. I like that support. All right, so this one is going on the circle. He's the center of attention. And bring in my tweezers to help me center that on my circle. There we go. And then we'll bring in our parents and pop it up directly on the card. And we're gonna go about like that. And then we'll bring in Dad. So this would be a great card, or, you know, to use this bundle for the, you know, like I said, the teachers or daycare providers, because I'm certain that they had, or they are having, the time of their life with that song. All right, so my seaweed, I am kind of offsetting. It does line up that you could plant it over top of each other if you wanted, but I didn't want to mess with trying to glue it that way. So I'm gonna kind of offset it, and using a glue dot, I'm going to put one about right there. And then use my take your pick tool to pick it up like that. And it's going to go in between our little parents. So I'm going to have to, I didn't think about this before planting Mom and Dad down here. Kind of thread it through here. There we go. Okay, should have planted that down first. But you know, if there's a will, there's a way. I'll get it to do what I'm wanting here shortly. There we go. Now, next is to put our sentiment in between our baby shark. And what I did is lined up my shark here like that, and I brought in the word baby and shark. They are two separate words. It's not that you have to cut them apart or anything. And I'm using my Just Jade, and I'll ink up baby. Make certain I have that kind of centered. And stamp there. All right, got that. And then I'm going to come in with shark on the other side. Like that. Woo, okay. Now, to give it the banner cut, I'm going to bring in the dual banner punch right there. You can either have an outie or an innie. And I didn't want to glue this down because I'm going to be threading this piece through the banner punch section. Now I do see that I don't want to go all the way to the top. I don't want to go all the way to the top because that'll kind of cut off what I want. So I'm just going to go use my points as my guide. There we go. And it goes flying. So there. And now this one I can afford a little bit more space. And I'd rather go shy than to go full board on believing I'm cutting off enough, because I can always come back in. Yeah, I think I'm going to trim off just a smidgen more, so I can always come back in and trim more off. So it's kind of like cutting your hair. You can cut, an inch, and if you want another ½ inch off, then you can always have that trimmed off. So I'm going to center it, and like that. There, that's better. I might go just a smidgen more. It looks like it's a little heavy on that side. Here we go. Oh, much better. All right. Then I can add my little bit of adhesive down the center here. And plant my baby shark centered between the words. And then I can look on the back and see that I have it centered here. Now, popping this up, I am going to need a couple of dimensionals. But in order to compensate, for the sagging on this end, I need half or minis. So I need some minis along the bottom section here, so that way it all lays evenly across, because otherwise it'll sag and then it won't look as presentable. And I'm just going along the bottom edge, and I'm using my minis. They're perfect for this. And I might just put one more right in there for good measure. All right, and then you can see I kind of used my fingernail to give it a little lift. That makes it super easy to remove the backings. There we go. And the last is to center it across your card, like, oops, going a little crooked there. There we go. There we have it. We have our baby shark. So what do you think? Isn't that cute? Oh my golly. So this image only appears like this, right? It's like this. So today I showed you how you can do some reverse stamping using your Stamparatus, and then that way when you die cut it, it is a mirror image, you know, just like you're holding up a piece of paper up to the light, you can see through. But here it's actual ink transferring from your silicone mat, your craft mat, onto your cardstock. So, but yay, isn't he adorable? Oh my gosh. So already you could, if you wanted to, stamp the baby shark on there, or if you wanted to, you know, you could actually add the you know, along the inside here before you wrote your message. But super cute. I hope you enjoyed that. All right, so let's get us flipped over, and we will. Okay, so that is the technique today, reverse inking using the Stamparatus. I am super excited to have shared that with you. Like I said, I haven't done it in a really long time, but you know, it's kind of like getting back up on the bicycle. Once you've done it, it is super easy. And the Stamparatus, I can't emphasize the ease of that. Oh my gosh, it just makes life so much easier. And the silicone mat, I think it's like a $6 item. You could use window sheets if you wanted, but the window sheets you could rinse. The silicone mat you can rinse as well. So there is a dual effect, but the silicone mat works for so many other things as well, and is easy to rinse and wash and use for all the other different techniques that it's designed for. So, but on that note, I am so thankful you joined me, Lori Mueller with StampinDreams.com, on Sunday for our Sunday Stampin' Dreams. And if you enjoy this, please share with others. You know, let's build our community and, you know, spread the word of what paper crafting is about. Fun little techniques, great inspiration for new cards and 3D projects. And I also have a YouTube. So if you want to go to my YouTube channel, it's Stampin' Dreams Lori, or yeah, Stampin' Dreams with Lori. And I have email, so if you want to get in on my email, you can do that as well. Just click on the button to the left of the Facebook page and we'll get connected. So until then, happy Father's Day if you're celebrating with your husband or your father. Enjoy it, you know, and now's the time we can start hugging So enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing you again. I'm always here on Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.